Welcome back, my own subscribers. Today we're talking about an amazing telephoto prime from the 70s and 80s, the Nikkor 180 2.8.
This is the Macro Marvin channel, where he'll share his passion for photography, videography, watches, cats, cars, and much more. Enjoy and thank you for watching.
So if you've been watching my latest videos, I've been experimenting a lot with manually focusing lens, some vintage, some throwback style inspired by vintage lenses, using them on the GFX, using them on my Sony, mostly the GFX lately. I wanted to have a telephoto prime, and I know sometimes to have a telephoto zoom, they're very large lenses. We're talking 8 inches, and then depending if they're internal zooming or not, they can get longer, they're heavier. We don't have as many telephoto primes nowadays, at least not in the Sony world. I think Fujifilm just added a couple, but they're very expensive. Like getting a 200 f2.8 or a 300 2.8, we're talking a lot of money. So I did some research, found out that this was a pretty well-regarded lens. This is the Nikkor 180 2.8. Just look at the size. It's basically the size of a lot of modern autofocus lenses. I'd say maybe close to like the 50 1.4 Distagon or the 35 1.4 Distagon when they first came out with their lenses for Sony. It's not too long, it doesn't protrude too far. It's about the size of a Tamron 28-75, I think, when you're not zooming in or out. So I like the size. I like that it has the built-in hood. I love that the focus throw is pretty, what is this? It's like a 180. So you can refine your focus pretty well. It's a 2.8, so you're going to get amazing bokeh with this 180 compression. On my GFX, I'm getting about 140, 150. Once you do the crop, reverse crop factor, it is actually covering, I would say, 95% of the sensor, which is one of the reasons I bought this lens. So you'll see image samples. There is some slight vignetting on the far corners, but I would say some minor cropping or addressing the vignette compensation, you can get awesome shots with this thing combined with the GFX sensor, or even if you were using full frame. But my experience with the GFX has been awesome. It is covering most of it. It's basically my go-to telephoto for that camera system. And as you can see, it's tons of detail from this lens. The images look really nice. I'm really enjoying it for landscape shots, like mountains, clouds. Here and there, I'll probably do more portraiture. That's something I need to add into the samples. But for everything else that I've been using it, this has been one of my go-tos for like detail shots of landscapes, and I'm really enjoying it because landscapes don't move. At least they're not supposed to move. Manually focusing for that is really easy. Now for a portrait, you might need to have a bit more practice, similar to what I was saying with the 58 1.5 from Biotar, or any other manual focus lens. You will have to practice a lot more to get portraits of people, because at 180, 2.8, at 2.8, the focus is very difficult to nail. I'm definitely using magnification to get that happening. Now, you can find these relatively affordable. I think $200 to $300. I got this one from Japan. Nice and clicky. nice and smooth focusing here. Everything looks like, I would not expect this is from the 80s or 70s. I forget which decade, but it's not a new lens and it looks so good. And it looks good on the GFX too. I'll show you that really quick. I keep forgetting that F mounts turn the other way. So here it is on the GFX. Not too bad. The adapting point is actually a lot closer than I would have expected it. As you'll also see when I test some Minoltas later. But I think this handles very well for being a telephoto prime. So I hope you enjoyed the images. This is just the first impressions of it. I'm going to keep using it. I want to see if I can get more portraits out of it. Maybe I want to try some landscape videos, just like some scenery shots, not long clips. I think it balances well. You can use this lens on any system. Like I said, you just adapt it. So hope you enjoyed this video. Thanks.